a century of skating, deeply entrenched in the Canadian chronicles, are men who took the sport in a new direction and enhanced it. Athletes, artists, world champions, forever. Tonight, the legacy of excellence continues as CTV Sports puts more figure skating memories on ice. And good evening. Welcome live to Northlands Coliseum, the Coliseum in Edmonton, the 1996 World Figure Skating Championships. Todd Eldridge is in the house, getting ready to skate. Are you excited?
Oh, sure. Always excited when you get ready to go out to compete.
Last year, a silver medal. Might this be your year?
We'll have to wait and see. I hope so.
Well, go prepare. We'll let you go to work. Todd Eldridge of the United States, one of the contenders here in Edmonton for the men's championship. Men's free skate to come tonight. The leader is Ilya Kulik, the 18-year-old from Russia. He's the shooting star. He will skate last tonight. We will have the men's free skate for you a little later live. Alexei Urmanov is the Olympic champion. Don't forget about him as well. Alexei arriving just moments ago in the Coliseum in Edmonton. And he says he's ready, and watch out for him. Now, Elvis Stojko, of course, this place was stunned yesterday when Stojko fell from grace. He crashed on his triple axel. Today, in the headlines in the paper, the Edmonton Sun, it said, barring a miracle, Elvis is dead. Now, that headline is a little tasteless, but maybe a little inspiring, too. Elvis had fun with the paper just a few moments ago, and he said that reports of his death are greatly exaggerated. He does have a remote possibility of making it to the medal podium, even making it to gold. However, he's going to need an enormous amount of help. Gold is almost impossible. However, he could get a medal. We'll keep you up to date on that a little bit later. We will have Elvis Stojko skating in about 20 minutes time here from the Coliseum. But let's go back a few hours.
This is a really entertaining team to watch. They're Russians, Angelika Krilova and Oleg Ovsiannikov, both from Moscow. She's 22, he's 26. And they've made a big run-up in the standings since last year. 5th at the World Championships last year. They have been second in everything this year they've entered. Second only to the world champions and their fellow countrymen, Grishchuk and Platov.
I think what has enabled them to move up this year is their character on the ice. You watch how they relate to each other and also to the audience, and it's amazing how many dance teams fail to acknowledge their partner on the ice, but not these two. Watch their expressions. Very interesting work with their legs there, wrapping around each other.
If you are new to ice dance, the compulsories have come and gone. They're worth 20% of the final mark, 30% here in the original dance, and then the remainder, the other 50% of the total mark, will be decided tomorrow in the free dance. So the dancers log a lot of ice time.
More than any of the other skaters. Cape-like movements as she's twisting and turning under his arms. Beautiful dance.
Angelika Krilova and Oleg Ovsiannikov of Russia in the original dance are rewarded with outstanding marks, and obviously they're in first place, but their position is hardly unassailable.
Competing at the World Championships in your own country, it's great, but There's a lot of things that go along with it, like pressure, extra press. Everybody knows you. There's no retreat. You can't get away from it. You can't walk from the taxi to your hotel room without talking to 30 or 40 people. It's really hard. And by the time you finally make it onto the ice to compete, and you look up into the audience, you either see tons and tons of pressure or tons of love and support. There's no in between. It's either one or the other. You're either weighed down by all the extra pressure, or you're just carried along on a wave of support.
Every time we've skated in Canada, we've had a good experience. I think it's more a hindrance to a lot of the other countries that don't have large competitions like this.
Actually, I think it helps to skate in front of your home crowd. You know the crowd's behind you. I mean, you could go out there and fall 50 times, and they're still going to clap for you.
They just get right into the performance from beginning to end. Even sometimes before we get on the ice, they're already roaring. So I think it's the best feeling. It's kind of nice that you can give back to them when we come here and compete.
And look who's on the ice now. Shailene Bourne and Victor Kraatz. And certainly today is the day that marks their biggest test at the World Championships. It was their original dance, which was criticized so heavily by judges in Paris. The question is, will the tinkering work?
Well, they've done a lot of work on this dance. They've added content. That increases the risk also. They need a clean skate. There's no room for error in this competition.
What they've done is they've taken a program they've been working on all year long and tried to rework it in the last 3 weeks to put themselves in a better position to medal here at the World Championships. And Tracy, I'm not too sure. They look not quite as slick and crisp as they normally do.
Well, what's happening is they're having to think through the program. The steps are new. They're not sure where each other is. They have to look for each other. They can't attack. Building up a lot of speed. Can't question their skating technique. As good as anybody's.
Canadian skating fans just called them Shailene and Victor. Looking for a medal in Edmonton. As expected, Bourne and Kraatz second.
But the presentation marks here are a little bit low. The first place Russian team were 5/8 and 5/9. The judges have left room for the French team.
Boy, we haven't heard from these guys yet either. The world champions, the current leaders, at least after the compulsories. Oksana Gudishchuk and Yevgeny Platkov. A team which has been virtually unbeatable for the last 2 years. Tracy, in the past, you've mentioned eye contact, and one of the remarkable things I find about these two is how little time they spend looking at one another.
They really sell to the judges first. I think to each other last. I really like the way they're using the music in this dance. They get aggressive and and they pull back and smooth it out. I like that variation. And their speed. They're flying. Nice work there, twisting in the hold.
You'd expect a sparkling performance from the 1994 Olympic gold champions and the two-time world champions. And Grishchuk and Platov deliver again. Number one they are. In fact, they've been number one throughout this competition, and certainly the heavy favorites for tomorrow. Look at those marks, 5 9s all over the board. But this is the team that Canadian fans have to be concerned about. Marina Anasina, Gwendal Pézerat of France, right behind Shaylin and Victor in the standings.
You don't see couples fall very often in ice dance, but these two, we see them go down a lot. They fell in the free dance at Skate Canada. And just 3 weeks ago in Paris, they fell on this dance. So they really do push it to the limit. Clean performance. I like the way they're using their music. Very comfortable with their expression.
And she is extremely expressive.
What they do lack is they don't have the skating technique that Shaylin and Victor have. When they skate, they are noisy. What happens is if your technique isn't perfect, then you dig in with your toe pick, and that makes the noise, and that slows you down. Well, they've skated it very well.
Marina Anasina and Gwendal Pézerat worked out with Spanish dancers to get the steps to this just right, and to capture the flavor of the Spanish dance. And their marks were just outstanding, but look at the ordinals.
Oh, these are close. What you see here is a 5-4 split. That means that 4 judges have these guys in third, and 5 have Bourne and Kraatz in third. It is so close, one judge will make the difference tomorrow.
So close, yes. And tomorrow, the free dance, Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kraatz might join Tracy Wilson and Rob McCall as a Canadian team to win a world medal. Canada is third. Grishchuk and Platov are first. Ovsiannikov and Krilova are second. I talked with Shaylin and Victor after their skate and after the draw. Tomorrow, they will skate last.